So we're ready to continue on with some variations for the upper body, for the upper thoracic spine, for the C7 joint, for the neck and shoulders. And we're actually going to start facing away because we're going to go from Namaste into our flying monkey and then into our inversion, into our peaceful warrior, with this emphasis for the alignment principles that we need to help release the upper back. We're doing all upper back today. Already I feel taller and longer. It's amazing. Okay, so we're going to start out in our sumo like we do. And we're going to review Chillaxin arms just one more time. So I'm going to walk my feet to 10 and 2. I'm going to use my hands interlaced strongly. It's not just fingertips. It's really a strong platter. And then I'm going to press back into my weeping willow and allow my head to sink back into my hands. I'm actually pressing back into that invisible wall so I can get the sway from side to side. Okay, after a few rounds of that, elbows pulling out from the center point, so they're not pressing back, which strains the shoulder joints. They're just pulling out. Feels really good on the shoulders. We're going to come through center. Let's go ahead and use our leg loops at the ankles for our floating Buddha. I wanted you guys to see from this position the different variations that we're going to do. So it's part of our half vinyasa flow. So even here, even when we come into star, we're not dropping the head and kinking the neck. We're pressing the back of the head into that invisible wall to lift the chest. Legs stay totally heavy. So this is when I kink the neck, which immediately doesn't feel good. And then this is when I just press the back of the head into that invisible wall. Right? And then hands come to prayer. Now I'm going to press my hips up and lean back. So this is the key here. My thumbs stay at the sternum. So most people just get lazy with it. They're like all the way down here, right? So it's a really strong forearm lock. It actually is pretty intense. And that is stretching the front of the neck, stretching the shoulders. Just even this is just incredible for the Therapeutix. Okay. Now what we're going to do is come into our flying monkey. So I'm going to come to sit. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bend the knees, feet together. We go through swing bada. From here, slide your hands towards your ankles. Reach up onto the leg loops as high as possible. I like to get a nice grip, because otherwise, if the hands slide down, we've lost the pose. Okay? It still feels good, but we're trying to keep this really strong alignment. So feet glued together, push the hips up, lean back, and then I want you to roll your shoulders around. So don't just drop the head and kink the neck. I want you to really keep that long line of energy in the back of the spine. You're not kinked in the lower back or the cervical spine. You're really allowing there to be space to roll the shoulders, pull the bottom tips of the shoulder blades together, and notice that that lifts the heart. If you need to come down and bow in and give it a little break, then we could undulate and lift, arch, open, and then roll the shoulders around. It's just incredible for the neck and chest. So notice that if you keep awareness and attention on the C7 joint so that it doesn't get kinked, you get that relief, you get that spaciousness. If the head drops, then immediately you'll feel the pinch. Okay, so it's all about this C7 joint, this intersection where the nervous system spreads out down the arms. This will ultimately heal the carpal tunnel and the wrist problems and everything people have. And we're just going to go into our Chillaxin arms and do some windshield wipers to reset in between. How did that feel?
It's good. My neck kind of feels tired.
It's adjusting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like,
we're using new muscles.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because those muscles that are so used to holding the neck, the front muscles, we're not going to use those. We're actually using the back muscles in a new way. So it takes some time to build that up, just like the hand strength when we're in our full body hang. Just takes new focus and energy to these areas that we use all the time. We're going to come back through center. Let's go ahead and come through our half flow. Okay, Namaste, Ladle. Get the swing into a really sweet spot, and then wrap the legs wide and around. So, I'm going to focus again on the upper body. So I'm going to walk my hands back behind me like I'm in an upside down dog. Once I'm here, I'm going to make sure my shoulders are happy. So I can pull forward and do the same thing we just did in our upside down dog from a forward fold. And I'm going to make sure that I'm pressing through the upper thoracic spine. Long neck in the front, long neck in the back. And the head is really staying in line with the tailbone. So I'm not dropping my head all the way forward, straining the shoulders. I'm making sure, if you want a good measuring stick, I'm making sure that my ears do not drop below my biceps. Okay, just kind of use that as an alignment principle. And then we're going to inhale, pull forward again from our peaceful warrior into an up dog, and then exhale, pressing back, nice and slow. It's actually harder to go slower. More control. And then if we do need a break, I can come down and clasp my hands behind the back of my neck and pull straight down, which feels really good. Or we can kind of like walk it forward and get into almost a headstand version. So my fingers are clasped. I'm giving a little bit of tug, just a little space there. If I wanted to completely float, I could bring my swing up a little bit higher. But I can always walk my hands back to create more space if you're swimming slow. Okay, so that was Namaste into a flying monkey, into peaceful warrior, to work the upper body and the upper thoracic spine, releasing the C7 joint, neck, and shoulders. Come on out nice and slow. We're going to reach up, grab for the swing, legs go wide and around, lead with the heart, coming on down, dropping the hips, hanging up here, back to Chillaxin arms, making sure that we press the back of the head into the hands to lift the chest. And windshield wiper from side to side. Nice and easy. Taking it slow. So just those three poses will be incredibly helpful to open up the upper back. All right, we'll be right back with another videos. We're going to index these so you can find them easily. And we access that one through the floating Buddha.